My colleague Jack Martin Leith asked me to describe the term anticlient. An anticlient is someone who feels betrayed by the organisation in some way. It's really important to understand this is not the same as competitor. A competitor is someone who's competing in the same space, but an anticlient is often someone who's been a client and feels betrayed. So if you think of the story of the enterprise that I talked about in episode 34, then as far as the anticlient is concerned, there has been a betrayal of the story. They object to how the organisation is operating within the story. So for example, if your business is about oil exploration in the Amazon, then you're definitely going to get anti-clients, people who object to how you are operating within the story of the Amazon. The environmentalists, for example, would be very upset. They're not clients, they are objecting to the way you operate. The other one is that you can betray a client, an existing client, by the way that you betray the story. The classic example here is one called United Breaks Guitars. There's a singer-songwriter who and his band were travelling from Canada through the US by United Airlines. And at Chicago O'Hare, their guitars were broken in transit by bad baggage handling. So United tried to push them off and push them off and push them off. They tried to avoid covering the cost of the repair for over a year. And eventually he said, well, if I was a filmmaker, I'd write a documentary about this. But I'm a singer-songwriter, what can I do? I know, I can write a song. So he wrote a song with a very happy little ditty called United Breaks Guitars. And he put it up on YouTube, and he had 3 hits before he went to bed, and he was quite happy. 3 days later, it was at 300,000 hits, and United realised they had a major problem on their hands. In effect, when I first saw it, it was already well over 1 million, and I'm in Britain, it was in Canada. It's currently now at about 10, 15, maybe even 20,000 views. Huge, huge numbers. So to save themselves about $500, United actually cost themselves a direct cost of something like $20 million. Anti-clients can cause enormous damage in the days of social media. So we need to take them seriously. But the other way, instead of thinking of them as a risk, we can think of them as an opportunity. So Walmart, for example, the big firm, the big retailer, for a long time had been pestered by environmentalists and by sustainability activists who'd said their business model was not sustainable. And suddenly someone on the board of Walmart realised and said, hang on, if they're telling us that we don't have a sustainable business model, if we don't have a sustainable business model, we don't have a business. And so they turned around and engaged directly with certain of the sustainability activists to create a whole new approach to how they handled their supply chains. There's a website called walmartsustainability.com, which is the based website for their supply chain, their suppliers. So they're working with people who had been their anti-clients in order to create something that actually benefits both parties. So you can treat anti-clients as a risk or as an opportunity. It's up to you. But the most dangerous mistake of all is to ignore them. Now, it's not just anti-clients. You can also have anti-employees, people who feel betrayed, who work for the organisation but feel betrayed by it or let down by it or uninvolved. This is on the one side where you get whistleblowers who warn that there are problems, similar to the sustainability activists. But you also get issues like presenteeism, where the person is physically present but is just not really doing anything, is not committed to the work, and where the productivity and effectiveness is very low. A lot of organisations are in that kind of problem, in that kind of pitch. So we need to take this seriously, and we need to take it seriously in a way that we can make them visible and work with our anti-clients and also our anti-employees in order to make the organisation work.